Hello and welcome to the Wisdom Writers podcast, where writers from around the world share stories and poems that spread love and inspiration. I'm Seamus, and every month we explore writing and insights to support you on your creative journey.
Hello everyone, my name's Marina. This is a very special episode. Today I'm going to be your presenter. Our guest today is a very talented writer, Seamus. Seamus, hello.
Hello, Marina. Thank you for inviting me.
How are you feeling? Are you excited about this interview?
Oh, I am more than excited about this interview.
I am really happy to hear that because I was looking forward to this interview. I believe it's a great opportunity for our listeners to get to know you better. I have prepared a few questions. Are you ready?
Yes, of course. I am very excited to hear them.
Okay. So let's start from beginning. It's been quite a while since you joined Wisdom Writers, and a lot of people know you. My first question is, how did you come across the community? How long have you been here?
Okay, so I'm glad you asked. That's a very interesting story. So a close online friend invited me to the community about a year and a few months ago, like January 2025 or something. And I have been here since then, sometimes actively, sometimes not so much.
That's very interesting. So, what did your friends say about Wisdom Writers before inviting you?
Well, he had been looking for a new server for a while, and when he found the writers community, he was very excited with the community, as almost like he had found not only a new audience, but also something like a found family, if you get what I mean. So yeah, he wanted me to be part of this found family.
Wow, that's really nice to hear. Thank you for sharing that, Seamus.
Thank you as well.
I know that you mostly write poems, so I'm really curious. What inspired you to start writing?
Okay, so that's another interesting story. As a child, I started noticing that a crucial component of songs were the lyrics. I was like 5 or 6 when I thought, why not try to write my own? As I grew up, I realized that I actually wanted to write poems, not lyrics, and now here I am.
Wow! Do you remember any stanza from the song lyrics you wrote?
Oh, well, back when I was a child, my lyrics were naturally pretty silly. Most of them were, adaptations of cartoon introductions, just edited to my liking.
Okay, I guess that was a long time ago. Yeah, sure. Thank you. So, Seamus, here's the question from one of our members, Harish. He asks if there is something you hate but you still write about.
Oh my god, this was a very clever question, and I'm not surprised to hear it from this member. So if there's something I hate but still write about.
Yes.
Okay. So to be honest, I have a very particular muse that I write about, and most of the members on our server have noticed that at this point. And you know what? I can safely say I hate my muse. I hate all the muses I have ever had. But they still inspire me. So I write about them, and I guess that sometimes hate fuels my inspiration.
Very, very, very clever question, Harish. Thank you. So, Seamus, in every podcast episode, you share a poem. I guess you read a lot of poems. So, who is your favorite writer? What do you like most about their writing?
Okay, so that's very easy. My favorite writer is William Butler Yeats, probably the most recognized Irish poet. I strongly relate to the theme of his works, and I hope to someday be able to express myself as eloquently and beautifully as he does. That's an almost impossible goal, but my wishful thinking is making me want to achieve that.
I often see people sharing their published books in the community. Have you ever thought about publishing your own book?
I have thought of publishing my own poetry collection, to be honest, many times throughout the years, actually. What stops me from trying is that I mainly write in English, which isn't the native language of my country.
And what is your native language?
My native language is Greek.
And what made you start writing in English?
Well, I don't know why that is. I guess it's up to each individual. But for me, the English language was the best medium in which I could express myself in poetry. Like, okay, I'm sure there have been many people who would disagree with me and who feel more comfortable writing in their own native language. But for me, that's not the case.
Yeah, I get you. Okay, now there is another member of our community, and you know him really well. His name's Ghost.
Oh,
So, yes. So, he wants to know what is the most emotionally compelling single piece of poetry you have ever read? And what is the most emotionally compelling single piece of poetry you have ever written? Would you like to share with us, Seamus?
I'm glad to hear my buddy took the time to create such a question. This question is really touching to me, you know. And to answer you very simply and very predictably, the single piece of writing of poetry that has touched me the most was No Surprise by William Butler Yeats. And it's called When You Are Old. I could easily recite it right now because I have read it so many times that I have memorized it actually.
Yeah, I remember you shared it in one of our podcast episodes. It was really, really beautiful.
Yes, and I chose it because it's my favorite poem ever, and I couldn't help but adding it to our first ever podcast episode.
Yes.
To answer the second part of my buddy's question, the single piece of writing of my own that touches me the most would be, and no surprise here again, it would be my poem titled Broken Doll.
Do you remember it? Can you recite it?
Yes, of course, just please give me a second to find it in my notes.
Yes, please. That will be amazing.
Oh, trust me, it's just as amazing for me. And I'm happy to have this opportunity. Okay, ready?
Yes.
I remember wanting to throw you in the trash, and even more, I remember the day I actually did it. And ever since, every day I rejoice, every day I regret it. My doll, my broken doll. You want me in your room, in your bed. I want you on your knees, on a leash. Are you good? Are you bad? You're the one I left behind. And the one who further broke my soul, my broken soul.
I remember that poem actually. I think you shared it once in one of our meetings. It's a very deep and emotional poem. How long have you been writing these poems about the doll, I guess, your muse? Do you remember when it started?
Oh, yes, the whole doll saga started about a year ago, actually. In 2025,
Oh,
yes, it was late spring, just a few months after I joined the Wisdom Writers community. You could say that the community played a role in me finding my new muse.
wow, that's surprising. Wow. A new revelation, actually. Wow. Thank you, Seamus, for sharing your poem.
Thank you for listening to it.
This is our first interview, and I want to take this opportunity to ask what writing advice would you give to our listeners?
Oh, writing advice. I would gladly share some, even though I consider myself to not be a master of the craft. I would say that to our listeners, if they want to write, they should just write. Kidding, but seriously. Passion matters more than perfection. Write whatever you have in mind, whenever inspiration knocks on your door, and you can smooth it over later. But write it in the moment it comes to your head. It won't be the same later. Trust me, I have fell for this trap way too many times.
Well said. Well said. I've also experienced that. I truly believe that you should start writing while you have inspiration. Yeah, that's so wise. Thank you. My next question is, how do you feel about being a presenter for the podcast? Is there an episode you particularly like?
Being a presenter for the podcast is the greatest honor our lovely moderator could give me, other than, interviewing me. An episode I'm particularly fond of is the one where several members spoke about the source of their inspiration. It's fascinating to hear from where our valued members draw inspiration, like everyone had such different answers. But what I found in common in all of them was what I mentioned before. It was all about passion, the most important component of any art.
I remember actually that episode, and I guess it was our very, very first episode. Here's one more question from our writer Sasha. What are you most proud of, either in the Wisdom Writers community or in general?
I'm not surprised to hear such a lovely question from our lovely Sasa. Anyway, in the community in particular, I'm proud, first of all, to have the presenter role.
Mhm.
I'm proud to have found a new muse that started a whole new chapter in my poetry.
Mhm.
And most of all, I'm proud of the people I met here. Like, even though my buddy is the one who introduced me to all of you, I have met a few amazing people and they know who they are. And you know what? I think my biggest achievement is having met them.
Wow. Thank you, Seamus, for such kind words. It really warms my heart, and I'm also happy that you're with us. You're a presenter of our podcast, and can also learn about poetry and share their experience. And now, here's the most interesting question. What is something that people on the server don't know about you?
Okay, I could say that a lot of things they don't know about me. But after having shared so many intimate writings of mine with them, That would be untrue, wouldn't it? Anyway, as what they don't know and what might surprise them is that as a writer, I initially hated love poems.
Wow.
Anything that had to do with romance was a big no for me. Boring. Yucky. Right. But anyway, safe to say, now that's not the case anymore.
Very unexpected. So, how old were you when you started writing?
Okay, by the time I realized I liked poetry and I wanted to write my own, I was like 14 years old, and naturally I was going through my rebellious teen phase, and of course, wanting to be different. Well, everything about romance and love was boring and stupid and yucky, and I was too edgy for it, you know?
Yeah, I guess it's when you read feeling when you read uh love poem and you don't understand that feeling because you've never been in love. Is that what you were talking about?
Not so much this, but mostly that I didn't want to like this type of poems because people expected me to like this type of poems, and I wanted to, you know, to be different from their expectations.
Yeah, I get you. I get you. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. So, Simas, how would the people closest to you, your friends or family, describe you?
My family and friends would describe me as a surrealist, plain and simple, and honestly, this is honorable for any artist in my opinion. I always say you can't create without possessing a significant amount of craziness.
Wow. Now we are slowly coming to the end of our interview. So I'd like to ask one final question. What aspect of the community do you like the most? Are there any suggestions on how we could improve?
What I like the most, as I said before, and I stand by that, is having met some wonderful people here. Nothing is more important than good company. And again, you guys know who you are. See, I don't think I could suggest anything to improve because that would require change, and I wouldn't change a thing about our community.
Wow. Is there any moment that happened to you in Wisdom Writers that you will never forget? I mean, a good one.
Well, of course, the moment that was the first good moment of mine in Wisdom Writers was the very first uh, Sunday meeting that I joined back when, back when I was too antisocial and Ghost had to basically drag me in this.
Wow, I didn't.
It actually,
Wow.
you didn't expect that, did you?
Yes, I didn't. I didn't expect that.
But anyway, it actually helped that you approached me privately and you were like very politely, as always, "Hello, are you going to join our meetings?" And I was like, "Okay, this moderator is very polite. I can't say no to that."
Oh, wow. Okay.
Anyway, I don't. I'm really happy that I got out of my comfort zone and joined indeed. Anyway, so the moment started to get better and better, the better I got to know the other writers. Like, in the beginning, it was just Ghost who knew all my references, but as time progressed, I love how there are people who have gotten acquainted with my poetry themes, and sometimes they even start to feel big feelings when I post new things. Like, for example, I love to aggravate manga with my doll poems. Hi, manga, by the way.
Yeah, that's such good moments, yes. And I really enjoy our meetings, and when everyone can share their poetry and share their feelings. And the more we share, the closer we get to each other. And I agree with you, totally agree with you. These moments are unforgettable, and I guess they will stay in our heart forever.
Oh, yes. I can safely say that these special moments will forever stay with me.
Yeah. So thank you, Seamus, for being here with us. I hope your head isn't spinning from so many questions. I had a wonderful time talking to you today. Before we finish, would you like to say anything to our listeners? Maybe a couple of words?
Yes, of course I would. I can't deny such an opportunity. Anyway, so I know that many of you guys who attend the Sunday meetings with me are listening to this. And I just want to say thank you for everything. And despite all the friendly banter we have sometimes, despite how much we roast each other sometimes, please never forget that I really love you guys.
Very sweet. Thank you, Seamus.
Thank you as well.
That's all for now. Bye, guys.
Bye.
This was the Wisdom Writers podcast. Thank you for listening. See you in the next episode, and remember, writing is its own reward.